Big news. Sephora is now on Uber Eats. So if you find yourself facing a beauty emergency, like needing a last-minute gift, or you're just out of your favorite mascara, again, don't panic. We got you. Order now and get $10 off on Sephora orders of $50 or more on the Uber Eats app. Order now. Offer ends October 30th. One order per customer. Additional terms apply. See app for availability. Delivery fees may apply.
John!
What?
Red 7!
I don't know what Red 7 means.
Hot route!
I don't. What is hot route?
Will you just go stand on the other side, please? Down! Come on! Ready, down, set, hut, 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 hut!
Hit me! Booyah! That's what we call a sacked lunch. Nom, 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 nom.
It's time for the Soonerscoop.com postgame show presented by Eskridge Lexus in Oklahoma City. Eskridge Lexus is the official travel partner of Soonerscoop.com podcasts. Now, here's your road crew, Carrie, Eddie, and Bob, wrapping up all the action and reaction from this week's game.
All right, welcome back. It is the Eskridge Lexus post-game podcast right here from historic Campus Corner in the Sooner Scoop studios. And with me is Eddie Radosevich, and I do know that sitting to my right is one George Stoya. Welcome in George Stoya to the program. Sooners win it 44-0 over Kent State. It was the blowout that we all kind of anticipated. It was a fourth quarter that you just wanted a running clock in.
Just the fourth?
Well, yeah, a little bit more than the fourth.
Maybe the third quarter, too.
Just, as soon as Michael Hawkins left the game, there was really not like I was one of those people. I was like, why is Blaylock still in there? Why is Michael still in there? It's just like, of course, Michael is in there because nobody else can shotgun snap the ball unless you're going to put Wee Woo back there, I guess. So anyway, I guess the main topic of the day, and what was on the boards and all that stuff. Well, first off, let me go this way. There we go. We've got some Major League Baseball on Eddie's laptop. The first, you might have to turn a little bit more for George since our boy Chris Oven is invested in this one.
Base hit. Tigers take the lead.
Ugh,
Top 11.
It's all kinds of stuff going on.
You had the Detroit money line.
We're down to
pretty good.
One last football game here. We got Cal and Duke playing in a 21-14 game. So it's been not really. I don't feel like it's been a long day, but it was a long game and
just a weird day. From the get-go, I thought it was just a weird. Everybody seemed like, okay, this is going to be an ass beating. The crowd, obviously, not saying it was bad.
It was the coworker attendance day.
It was a friends and family game.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that if you had the opportunity to go, or you don't have the opportunity very often to go to an OU game, today was the day.
Yeah, your boss was like, "Hey, you want to go to the game?"
Yeah, sure.
I want to be a good boss.
Sure.
I want to give you some tickets.
My cousin came up from Conroe, Texas today. So, sorry, George, go ahead.
I was just going to say the tickets were really cheap.
Yeah.
We saw them on Game Time.
What were they down on Game Time?
Like $30 to $40.
$40.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was a dominant defensive effort with, I think definitely some things that we're going to talk about over the next week going into Dallas.
It was dominant. There was also some moments defensively that they kind of got away with a couple where Kent State had some guys open and they just missed them.
Yeah, and we talked about that on the instant reaction. You got to clean that stuff up. It just seemed like at times
it felt like
everybody wasn't
sleepwalking.
complete. Yes.
Yeah, I felt like Oklahoma slept walk and Kent State's just really bad, and that's why it was 44-0.
But I also think, you had a lot of 3-and-outs. You held them to a ridiculously low average. Let's see, I'm pulling up the stats here. But
they had 17 yards rushing, which is the lowest an opponent has had since 2009 against Baylor.
2 for 13 on third down. OU, one of the top teams in the country consistently here over the first 5 weeks of the season, and getting off the field on third down. It's just
and 135 yards of total offense. Which here's the thing: if you want to say, "Wow, OU won 44-0," you can look at the stats and say, "Well, OU only put up 355 yards of total offense," which is not what you should have been doing against this team. So clearly, the offensive production was helped out by a scoop and score by Grayson Halton, big man touchdown, always fun, even if it was like 3 yards.
I told him after the game he needs to start just hitting the Heisman after he scores.
Well, you came close to the touchdown against Temple with the batted pass in the air.
Yeah.
So
he had
kinda
one, he had one
crazy.
last year as well.
OU's last turnover before this one was a Grayson Halton strip sack return for a touchdown by R. Mason Thomas.
For R. Mason Thomas, and then
they
obviously
returned
the
it
reverse
fake.
this time. Real quick on the run defense, Kent State averaged less than a yard a carry,
half a yard.
0.5.
Only one half a yard per carry. That's crazy.
I mean, look, the defense did what we all thought they were going to do and have done all season. Like I don't think. I mean, it's great and it's a good storyline, but they did exactly what we all thought. I think that.
But here's the other thing too, George. I mean, you have to realize they decided not to play their starting quarterback so he wouldn't get hurt, so they would be more prepared.
I've never
for
seen a
conference.
team do that.
Can't
crazy.
remember that happening.
Or at least not like the day of the game making that decision. And maybe that was something that they had decided and they practiced all week. It just kind of unusual.
And also, when you talk about the defense, also realize OU sat Jaydn Jackson.
Sure.
And they sat Dominic Williams. Like
Both of those guys are a little banged up. Like this wasn't just some like, oh, they're 100% healthy and they're just not playing. Like
well, I didn't say that. I mean,
I know, but I just think that some people thought, oh, well, they're fine.
But
And
like, we played,
I
Michael
expect them
played.
to play next week.
I mean,
yeah.
Fasusi played, so the guys that had been banged up did not take a rest today on the offensive line, which, boy, Derek Simmons had a rough day, his really first rough day as a tackle. Logan Hallen left the game limping late, and that way he got rolled up. It wasn't a terrible roll up, like I saw the replay, but it wasn't like they went full into it. It was kind of just like his ankle just got twisted a little bit, so I don't know how serious that is. I know he's been banged up. I know Gabe Eichert was saying that he's had a lot of things he's been battling through. But again, before we get to Texas, talk about the ramifications and all that stuff, I want to first throw it to the floor and talk about Michael Hawkins' performance today, because we all know everyone was, this was his day to really prove, like, am I next in line? If I go out there and really light up Kent State, at least I show people, like, you don't need to go get a transfer portal guy. You don't need to, really work to hope that Bo Bentley, can start as a freshman. Like, I can be the guy. I'll just throw this to you, George. We'll start with you first. Did Michael Hawkins prove that he can be the next in line today?
No, but that doesn't mean that he still can't, right? Like if he has more opportunities
against Texas, I mean, that's another
right.
opportunity.
It's a huge opportunity. So I don't want this to sound like I am, totally out on Michael Hawkins. I'm not there yet, but it felt to me like very similar to what we saw a year ago in some case. I think he's improved in some areas. I think obviously the guys around him are a lot better. You can see that. I think the play calling was really good today. There were some great designed plays, but the inaccuracy, the pocket presence, things of that nature that we saw last year, and some of it was SEC play and everything that went into a year ago, those things were still there. Like there was a couple possessions where Michael just flat out missed guys that were open and like just totally airmailed it. And that's a little concerning, I think, and like it's not like, what did I say before? I said when it's 3rd and 4 and you're running a design play to somebody and somebody's going to be open, you have to deliver an accurate ball or at least a competitive ball. And that happened multiple times today where the ball wasn't accurate. It wasn't precise. And that's the part that you walk out of there saying, I think you're a little concerned to be honest.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that, we talked about this with Josh and Carrie, you were on the U40 as well. We talked about like just you wanted to, with as bad as Kent State was, you wanted him to go out and basically like it's a practice and have, very minimal amounts of incompletions. And it just wasn't there today. I thought that, they had, even on that first series before Keontae slams into the wall there in the north end zone, I thought that they had kind of found a little bit of rhythm. They were starting to go. And that thing kind of just killed everything. Like the momentum just on the sideline with on the field as well. And it just never was as clean as I think a lot of people wanted it to be today. But at the same time, I agree with you. Like it doesn't mean that I'm completely done with Michael Hawkins or anything like that. It just maybe was a little bit.
Let me ask you this:
not as encouraging as I hoped.
Let's say it's the only opportunity we get to see him for the rest of the year.
Well, that would be good news, but also bad news because it would be very unanswered in terms of what he is going into next year.
And that's a conversation that I hate to have today.
Sure.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold, soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
This episode is presented by State Farm. Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like expecting the leadership of a team captain on the football field, but getting a sea captain. You wouldn't settle for just anything for your team. Shouldn't it be the same for your insurance? So don't settle for just any insurance when you can go with a leader. State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Maybe it's something we have at the end of the season and when John Mateer makes a decision, but it left. There was a lot left to be desired. I felt like from Michael Hawkins' performance, and I still think he's got a lot of great ability. I think his athleticism is obviously fantastic. I think the quarterback run game, if he were to play against Texas, is going to be a much bigger part of the offense.
Because you still want that kid pulling the ball down and running with it.
And I think he does have arm talent. It's just his mechanics look a little odd at times. His footwork, like the one possession carry, I know you've referenced it, where it was like 3 straight incompletions.
2 of them were rollouts to the right to Zion Kearney.
And his footwork.
I thought Kearney caught that one. It would have been a really nice play.
Yeah, it was just out in front of him.
But the footwork on some of those just didn't look right. Like he didn't look comfortable stepping into some of those throws.
Look, his mechanics are not good. And I don't know. First off, let me start off this way with my take on Michael Hawkins Jr.'s day. I think the throw to Keontez Lewis early got fans upset because they felt like if he doesn't overthrow him so much, he doesn't run into that wall. I'll say this. I think that's a product of 2 things. Keontez Lewis not knowing Owen Field because he just got here. He was running full speed through the end zone.
It was just a freaky play, too.
It was a freaky, and the way that he went into the wall, and I agree, they should have some padding there, but I've never seen anyone run into the wall like that in all my years. I mean, it was a bizarre freak occurrence,
and hey, Roughnecks. Hold the guy up. This is like a dugout, right?
Yeah.
Like a foul ball. Like you need to hold him up. And I know it's a really tough ask when a guy's running full speed ahead at you, but
maybe give him a warning shot as he's getting the back line of the end zone.
It was not a great throw.
No, it was overthrown, but he still caught it. I mean, and it was just an unfortunate accident. And he was carted off the field. They did read. Mike Houck brought a statement down to Toby Rowland on the radio to say that there was a positive prognosis, but they took him to an outside facility just to monitor him and make sure. So it does sound like he moved around. His feet, his legs, but it does sound like it's not something that's going to keep him out for an extended period of time.
George, I know that you had talked about it on the instant reaction too, that you had talked to some family members with Lewis, and it sounds like everything for the most part is okay. I think we're probably still pretty far away from thinking that he could play again. It's kind of scary too that he's now left the game with a severe injury in 2 of the 5 games.
Yeah, and this was more of a back injury from what I understand.
It looked like they were looking at his lower back, and I think the main concern was just like his legs, could he move him? And then when he moved him, I think you started feeling a little bit better about the situation. It was scary though. That was the most I've seen the team, I think, truly concerned. Like the Dolby injury a year ago, where it's that this is bad.
Well, and who was it at TCU the one year, the defensive back? Harmon?
Yes. Damon Harmon,
yeah. That was really scary. But unfortunately, Seattle has lost. But I think that kind of got the fans upset. They've seen him make a lot of overthrows, and then the guy gets hurt, and they're like, well, he got hurt because you overthrew him. And so I think it turns the people against him. And then he didn't play particularly well. He was he was rough in the first quarter for a while. I mean, and the sidearm throws, like you guys have been talking about the mechanics, I just don't understand that.
And he had a couple that were awesome.
Yeah,
Like,
I
he
mean,
had
there were a
one
couple
over-
throws across the middle, one to carry on, I think.
And then he had one to Satania. He had one to
over the middle.
Satania that was like a...
It was a
almost
submarine.
Like it was like almost underhand.
Yeah, it was almost
awesome.
submarine. It looks cool, but like, is that taking away from your accuracy? Because you made that throw a couple of times, but you missed on more than you made. And he was, I don't have it in front of him. I wish I was on OU Stats or Stat Broadcast right now. But second quarter stats were just miserable for him. I mean, I'd have to, I'll look it up, but he was like, I remember looking up and he had like one completion out of like 5 or 6 throws somewhere there after halftime. But anyway,
you want second quarter passing?
I want first half and then end of game. Like, what was he at the half?
He was 6 for 8 in the second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the second quarter going into halftime, I was like telling people on X, like, hey, just calm down on this.
I thought
he doesn't have it because he looked better.
What first half, he would have been 11 for 15
Right.
for one.
Yeah.
He had 88 in the first quarter and 55 in the second quarter, so 133 or 10. Yeah,
but the third quarter was bad.
113. I can't do that math that quickly. 143. Is that right? That's not right.
I think he was in the 130s.
He had, in the third quarter, he was 3 of 9.
Okay.
There you got third. No, that's
We're
not
throwing a lot of passes though because you're starting.
33%.
Well,
What was their
that was the other
average
thing,
starting
too.
field position in the third quarter?
Yeah, the third quarter really
plus
screwed-
25-yard line?
It screwed with the total yardage and stuff because Oklahoma had, in the third quarter, I'm looking at it, Oklahoma had only 88 yards of offense, but they also scored like 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Kent State had negative 8 yards in the third quarter.
No, that's
that
crazy.
would sound about right.
Well, and here's the thing, before we really start getting into Texas, this was a game to see guys that haven't been playing a lot or making an impact. And Danny Okoye comes in, boom, sack. I mean, gets his first sack of his career. It was a great speed rush. And you see Jaydn Ott come in, and Jaydn Ott was great today for what he was.
I mean, zero with the football.
I mean, you saw that explosion that we saw in practice early on where we were like, okay, this guy just has something. But on the day, Torrey Blaylock obviously had the most carries, 15 carries, a total of 78 yards. Jaydn Ott, though, 11 carries, 49 yards.
He also had a reception for 10.
Had a reception, yeah. But Torrey Blaylock, I mean, he had his best day, I thought. There were some times when he chose poorly in terms of what lane to run through. He cut one back inside that would have been a touchdown if he would have just kept it to the outside. So there were some odd decisions I thought that he made. But overall, he ran hard. He actually trucked a guy at one point. But no, Jaydn Ott, I mean, people have given up on him. And I think what you saw today was exciting. And it shows that he can be a part of this offense. Now, can he be a part against Texas? Will they give him that opportunity? You have to think they're going to at least put him in there because they've been talking him up so much.
I think he's going to play. I don't think he would have played as much as he did today if they didn't plan to play him against Texas.
I agree.
Like, I think it's going to be... And we didn't see anybody else today at running back.
Gabe Sawchuk played.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, late.
But, like, we didn't see Javonte Barnes. We didn't see Xavier Robinson or Taylor Tatum.
No,
I think it's
I
going to
don't
be...
know why. Did anyone ask why in the postgame?
No, because I think it's going to be Blaylock and Ott. I think they kind of answered that question with how they did this rotation.
I just think when you ask the question, you don't have to wonder.
I just think that Brent kind of already gave us the answer.
Okay. So Isaiah Satania, I mean, he looked really good today, both in punt return. And by the way, special teams, my God, they're so good.
Kerry, I told George after the game on the instant reaction, I think this is the best special teams unit Oklahoma's had in maybe a decade. And I don't even know like what I would
I'm
use
trying to think,
like
who was with
the
Burkich?
last great.
Who was with Burkich as a punter when he had his best year?
Well, he had Mims was punt returning, I believe, right?
Yes.
Sometimes, if it wasn't Drake Stoops. But I'm trying to think of kicker. Who was the place kicker?
Well, Burkich.
I mean, the punter.
Michael Turk.
Was it Turk?
That was a pretty good unit.
That was a really good.
I feel like
Turk
this
would just
group,
kick it too far, though.
I feel like this group though, like they change the game. They make plays that are important in the game.
I think Satania especially is really good at returning. They haven't had a field goal kicker like Sandell in a long time. Like even I know Burkich was really good his freshman year. Maybe that's the last. That was 2019.
Burkich was really the first OU kicker, and that was a Lincoln Riley era. But Burkich was the first kicker they'd send out there and say, "Okay, it's 58 yards."
This is pre-burrito though.
Yeah, pre-burrito.
Afterwards, the
burrito
wasn't
ruined
very
it.
Did Burkich make a 58-yarder?
He made some 50-yarders. I mean, he would because they would rarely let Austin Seibert try because he just didn't have the distance.
Hold on, I got his.
And I still think that I want to see Sandell be able to do it in a tight ball game, like when you're really, really needing it, when you have to execute.
That 55-yarder, dude, that was good from 65.
55-yarder was the seventh longest in school history and tied OU fourth longest made field goal at home at Gaylord Family Oakland Memorial Stadium. Made all 5 of his PATs, obviously.
Longest
as well.
field goal in OU football history, 60-yarder by Tony DiRienzo in 1973.
Hell yeah.
Gabe Burkich hit the longest field goal since 2000 with a 54-yard kick in the 2020 Big 12 championship.
So,
and he had a 56-yarder in 2021.
Yeah, 55. He's now 9 for 10 on the year, 18 for 18.
Burkich had a 56-yarder in 2021. So,
and they just make so many plays, like from a coverage standpoint too, that I think is not that important today, obviously, but I think it is going to be important when you have a defense as good as they are from just a punting standpoint. If Grayson Miller can continue to pin teams inside the 10 or on the 1 like his last kick, which was fantastic, it's going to be a positive for this defense.
Yeah, and look, the turnovers happened today, and again, I know it's Kent State, but like
it's a hell of a play by R. Mason.
That was awesome. The Jaydn Hardy interception, and both of those kind of flipped the field. I mean, obviously, the R. Mason one was a touchdown. So
there was one play that it was a rush by Kent State. It would have gone for a touchdown if PJ Adebawore did not chase him down from behind.
Yes, yeah. Teddy was saying the same thing on the radio. The defense is we can. It's unbelievable. I mean, they're going to keep them. They're going to keep them in every game.
Danny Okoye.
They're going to give them a ton of Danny Okoye.
I mean, you look at that defensive line. I think that they were responsible for of the 13
Marcus Strong was great today.
I was going to say Marcus Strong had a really nice day. If you look at the kind of the distribution throughout that defensive line, though, of the sacks and the tackles for loss. R. Mason had a sack. Taylor Wine had a sack. Marcus Strong had a sack. Danny Okoye had a sack. So they had 5 on the day. David Stone gets credited with a half of a sack. R. Mason has 2 tackles for loss. David Stone has 2 tackles for loss. Kendall Dolby had a tackle for loss. PJ had 2. Taylor Wine had 2. Marcus Strong had 1. Grayson Halton had 1. It just and again, they're doing this without Dominic Williams and their best defensive lineman in Jaden Jackson. So it's exciting knowing what they have up front, and I think that when you look at what Texas was, unable to do today, and what their problems are offensively, it kind of makes for a exciting matchup next week.
You are listening to the Eskridge Lexus post-game podcast, brought to you by Eskridge Lexus, and this is their own words, very proud to be the official travel partner and sponsor of the Sooner Scoop post-game podcast. We're happy to send George, Eddie, and Bob in a new Lexus when on the road covering the Sooners. Not a lot of flights this year, not as many road trips, but check EskridgeLexus.com for the most up-to-date inventories, including all new Lexus and Lexus L certified vehicles, or to book your next service appointment. All Lexus L certified vehicles come with an unlimited mile, full factory warranty with up to 6 years of coverage. L certified cars also come with 4 free services, free car washes, and use of brand new Lexus loaner vehicles while your car is in their service department. And unlike other dealers, Eskridge Lexus never charges a dock fee or makes you pay for accessories that you really didn't want, although I do kind of want a Eskridge Lexus umbrella. Visit EskridgeLexus.com or call 405-759-9000. That's EskridgeLexus.com or call 405-755-9000. And as always, they want to throw it out there for you guys to respond. Boomer. All right, so...
By the way, just a quick stat.
Yes.
While we're talking about sacks and stuff, OU now leads the country in total sacks this season. Damn. And that includes games played today. They are tied with Tennessee with 21 this year.
I mean, it was, it wasn't... Penn State lost to UCLA. That was kind of the big notable today.
That's embarrassing.
It's just embarrassing. Yeah.
Massive, notable, and Texas. I mean, this was
Texas losing to Florida. Yeah,
2 big upsets, kind of today. Even though I don't know if Texas losing's a big upset.
Yeah, everybody kind of was like, "Hey, watch out for Florida."
I was on the other side. I was dead wrong. I was like, I think Texas is going to go win by 2 scores and like figure it out.
What did I tell you on Wednesday?
I don't remember. You told me a lot of things.
I said that's why you're not a handicapper.
Yes.
Neither am I.
I just was surprised by.
I was surprised.
How bad Texas played.
And
I mean, they were terrible.
It's like I told you walking back from the stadium tonight, George. I'm just very surprised that this thing for Texas hasn't been able to come together, and especially with the way that they played, or it sounds like they played. I obviously didn't watch the game. The way that it sounds like they played offensively, for that to come out of a bye week, that's concerning.
I didn't. I mean, I'll say this. I did watch the game. I stayed here to. I had to clean up. We got a big visitor coming tomorrow, and the place has been a mess because we've been working in the new studio all week. So I stayed here and sat in front of all 4 TVs. And I'll tell you guys this: Florida was just faster than Texas. Like, I will say this, for all the doubting I wanted to do of Texas last year, their athletes matched up with everybody. They matched up with Georgia. They matched up with anybody else that they came across. Florida today was just faster and more physical than Texas. I just can't believe how much they've fallen off from a year ago, because I think we were all like, well, holy shit, how did Texas get this good this fast? And it seems like they've come back down to earth a little bit, but Arch just wasn't good today, and they couldn't run the ball. And Arch threw 2 picks in the fourth quarter. He could have thrown a third. It was just not a good performance. And once again, Texas, I think that was the surprising thing, is that DJ Lagway and Texas just had their way with that Texas defense.
And they were outgained 457 to 341. Texas only ran for 52 yards in the game.
Texas had a punt blocked for a safety in the game as well.
Yeah, they don't look great. Arch threw for 200-something yards and 2 touchdowns, but he also threw 3 picks. And I think at least two of them came in the fourth quarter.
Just said that.
Maybe 3.
No, he almost threw a third, but it was.
He threw 3. He threw 3 interceptions in the game. Oh no, he didn't. He only threw 2. You're right. Because the one was dropped.
Yeah.
Well,
but I don't know. I mean,
at the end of the day, though, I think we've all been down to Dallas in these types of games with OU and Texas, and it just I don't know.
It depends on the quarterback. If John Mateer was playing in this game, I'd feel pretty confident in Oklahoma.
Yes.
But this is the way it goes. You're right, Eddie. I mean, the fan base that doesn't want to go to this game because they don't want to see themselves get their heads kicked in by the other team, a lot of times ends up winning this game.
Yeah. And I in the back of my sick brain, I just keep thinking about those opportunities that George, you alluded to, that Kent State had, that sometimes Temple had, Auburn obviously, and Jackson Arnold had. And I still think, as crazy as this may sound, Arch Manning is still capable. And Texas is still capable. Sark's still capable. So you got to go do it, obviously. But I think that the other side of that is the opportunity that Oklahoma has, not just to get to 6-0 and kind of look at yourself in the mirror and really kind of put a statement out there that you're here to win, or to be a competitor in the SEC, and then obviously a college football playoff appearance. But you could basically end Texas season next Saturday. How fucking awesome would that be for Oklahoma? That's everything that I think as an Oklahoma fan you kind of dream about going into this game, is really putting the foot on the throat.
I just don't know if they can do it if Mateer's not the starter.
And I don't think that's crazy, especially from what we saw offensively today.
And I'm not saying they can't win with Michael Hawkins. It's way more in flux.
Ben Arbuckle has to engineer a game plan if Mateer cannot go, because
this defense has to come up with stuff that they're going to force 3 and outs, they're going to get stops, all that stuff. But it feels like in this game, if they can come up with a turnover like they did today, where they scored on it, or they set the offense up with an easy, last year, you forget early in that game, Billy Bowman had an interception the third play of the game and set the offense up perfectly with a short field, and OU went 3 and out and missed a field goal to start the game.
Yeah. Well, and the year before that, they intercept Ewers, and it just goes. I mean, I think it was Gentry Williams had the pick early in that game.
We went down and scored.
Yeah, and I mean,
it set the tone.
The momentum in that game, and it comes in special teams. I mean, it comes from
anywhere.
I mean, you got to feel good about your special teams going into it.
And OU's seen it from the other side too, just how quickly that thing can change, especially if you're not the team that's quote unquote favored. Just look at the way that they came back with the Caleb Williams game, the Dylan Gabriel game. There's little points in that game that it's such a unique experience down there. Everything, it seems like, is magnified times 1,000, and one little play can get the other side of the Cotton Bowl.
Think about the Kyler game, like how close he was to bringing them back.
Oh, 100%.
In that game.
He did bring it back. It was tied.
Well, yeah. I mean, he brought him back.
I know what you mean, though, yeah.
But like you thought that game was over, and then Kyler just... I remember we left because we have to leave the press box early because the elevators sucked. I hope they're better now.
Apparently they are much better, and they have a stairwell from the new press box to the media room.
I can't believe they ruined the Cotton Bowl.
What are you talking?
It's just disgusting.
You're saying it's only true if it's a shithole.
Yeah, but it was our shithole. Like that, we're the only people that are able to say that it's not a great place.
What's going to be weird is like, did they change the locker rooms? I haven't heard anything on that. Like, are they luxurious
so.
now?
I think it's. I don't think so. I think it's still the same old.
Just pine boxes, basically, that you set your crap in.
Yeah, it's the best.
Now, if you don't know, Texas is the home team, so OU will be, wearing the all whites. But, outside of, I don't think anybody, if you talk about those games, like, unless you can remember if OU was wearing red or not, like, all those games we just talked about, the Dillon game and the Caleb Williams, I think they were the home team in Caleb because they were wearing red. Maybe they were. I don't know.
I thought it was white. I thought it was all white.
Okay.
And I think the Dillon game was all white.
It's interesting. What are I'm curious what the game time prices are. By the way, I hope all of you sickos that are sitting here listening to us as you're perusing the Texas message boards are having a good time tonight. I know a few friends that are just going to be buried in that thing all day, all tonight and tomorrow.
Are you guys concerned at all about the offensive line from today?
I mean, I didn't think that it was necessarily great, especially in protection. I talked to Jake Michaela after the game. You could see all the player interviews on our SoonerScoop.com editorial page. He made it seem like it was just some communication stuff. So hopefully you can get that worked out.
But Derek Simmons letting people blow past him was not a communication.
And I think that's
I agree.
I do think that some of that's a very fixable. Like I think Gabe said it on the radio, but he just had his set too wide, and just got beat. So that's the first time. Like I'm not too concerned yet. Like, and they were in the run game, which they should be, but they were creating some massive holes. Why did you ask
us if we were concerned? Like there should be concern.
Well, just because I was curious. I mean, they did give up like 3 sacks today.
3 total.
Against Kent State.
3 total. 2,
and they're
Hawkins
playing a much better. They're playing maybe the best defensive line they're going to face all season.
Yeah,
next Saturday.
I think it's everything, a valid question. I think everything offensively is a little bit of a concern. I do feel a little bit better just simply getting Jaydn out there.
Yeah.
I will also say, Caden Helms.
Yeah.
Can he do something at tight end?
He
looks great.
And I kind of discredited him earlier this week. Somebody asked me in my mailbag if I thought he could be like a contributor, and I was just like, well, maybe, but I didn't think it could be anything crazy. Now I kind of think yes, I think he could be, and he kind of gives you like he was good in the run game today too. I thought he blocked well, so.
And
it's really hard
Brent
for me.
talked about that after the game, which kind of tells me that it's going to be him and Jaron. Yeah. Those are your 2 tight ends.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least that was the plan. Except now the dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for the stay.
Yeah. I know Carson Kent's going to get in, whatever. It seems like those are the 2.
Yeah, it's like Carson Kent and Will Huggins. It's like, hey, when Neubauer is out there, you guys go nuts. I mean, but I will say this. It's hard to judge anything receiver-wise just with Michael Hawkins at quarterback today because For one, he needs to learn how to take something off of football every once in a while. He doesn't have to throw everything as hard as he possibly can. And I think that's going to be the challenge for next week, because I think I was talking about it earlier. Ben Arbuckle has to engineer a game plan for him. And, that was so poorly done a year ago in this game because they tried to basically come up with a whole new offense overnight.
Yeah, it was not good.
And it was so damn ugly and confusing.
They had all those funky,
and confounding.
Weird running plays. Remember that? That caught Texas off guard on like one play, and then it was like, oh, this isn't going to work.
And so, I mean, I think you're going to have to make some short throws. I mean, you're going to have to try and get Jaydn out on the edges.
You didn't see them do any stuff today, and maybe I just missed it, like some underneath stuff, like they did a lot of that.
Burks was basically non-existent today.
Yeah, and I don't know, again, like I can't.
That's where I go back, like, were they just being vanilla as possible? Did they not have a whole lot of opportunities?
I think
how many targets did Dion have?
I think Hawkins just missed on some of just some of his reads and stuff.
But Deion Burks, he had 2 catches for 10 yards.
Yeah,
10 yards.
I don't think that.
Well, one of them was that jet sweep that lost yardage because who was it? Oh, Jaron Kanik just totally whiffed on his block.
Whiffed on the
There was some not fighting between teammates, but they were getting after each other a couple times.
A little frustration.
Yeah, there was
Burks
definitely some frustration.
I
know, and I was like, oh shit.
And I mean, Kanik did totally whiff his block, but there was also some throws from Hawkins on the swing passes that were way too low. Like the Ott one, Ott caught that one,
but he went down to a knee,
and he had to go down to a knee to catch it. And even the Satania one, he ended up scoring a touchdown on it.
It was low, yeah.
It was low.
Yeah,
that's the stuff you got to really clean up.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Ben Arbuckle in the post game, you could tell he's trying to keep his confidence level high, but it's almost like, hey, we've got a backup quarterback. We need the best that we can get out of him. So let's just keep, kind of rooting him on and being positive around him. And
do you read any into what Brent said about John Mateer and assuming that he's not going to play?
I don't think he knows.
I don't think he does either.
I don't think anybody knows. I mean, John Mateer tells everyone he comes across that he's playing against Texas. But that doesn't mean he's playing against Texas.
Right.
That means he wants to play against Texas as much as anybody's wanted to play.
I told myself
anything.
I wouldn't do this. I 100% believe he's played against Texas.
Now, he was wearing, not a cast today, but
like a brace.
A wrist brace. Yeah.
Which I think, and here's the other thing. They're not going to come out and say he's playing at any point this
it would
week.
be stupid to do that.
But, like I told George, it's going to be pretty impossible if he's taking reps with the ones that idiots like us don't find out about that.
But here's the thing. Do you think,
they might practice. They need to leave Norman to practice this week.
Outside of Thursday, could you really see him going out there and throwing a whole lot?
Yeah.
You could see him on Monday being the guy in practice running.
I don't know about being the guy, but I definitely think he's going to test that thing out. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. He's been in this offense for so long.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to practice all week.
My question is, if I could talk to him or Brent or whoever is can he re-injure it or injure it worse if he does try to throw it right now? I don't know.
Yeah.
Too early. If he's all right, I'm going to give it a try today. Could he mess it up worse? Because if he can't, then I think he's definitely going to try and throw the ball around this week. And we've kind of heard that maybe he's already throwing the ball around a little bit. I don't know how seriously he's throwing it.
I mean, he's clearly getting, I don't want to say experimental, but they're doing all kinds of stuff to try and heal that hand as fast as possible.
Yes.
I don't know if it's even Western medicine in some cases, but... Oh, by the way, did you see the ESPN Game Day special they did on the coach, the strength coach that has cancer?
Yes.
That was an unbelievable story.
Tearjerker for sure.
He went
Houston.
At Houston, and he came with Willie Fritz, and the doctors gave him 4 to 6 weeks to live, and instead of listening to him, like he basically did that thing where he went after every alternative medical treatment he could find. And he takes like 200 pills twice a day or something.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's insane.
And it saved his life to this point. I mean, he's still very frail.
Yeah.
But it's way past that 4 to 6 weeks. But anyway, I just thought that was
crazy.
a great story.
No, I didn't see that. I'll go back and look at it.
I think Jen Latta might have done that.
So Eddie, you think John Mateer is going to play?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know, but I want to choose to believe that he will. Now,
just like he wants to choose to believe that the toilets will overflow.
He did
Saturday.
seem like a guy today, and again, reading way into things, he seemed like a guy that was very upbeat today.
Yeah.
He's
dressed out.
Yeah, like that's usually like if he was not going to play or at least wasn't going to try to give it a shot this week, I think he may have not have been maybe as upbeat. But again, that's just totally reading into
100%
body language.
I guess my hope and belief just kind of basically comes back to how non-invasive this thing was and how quickly he's been able to kind of acclimate himself back just to being around everything. Now, not to say that I guess I would have figured it was going to be different because he's a captain. Obviously, he's going to be around. It just seems like some of the stuff that we had heard from last week coming into this weekend was maybe it was a little bit more optimistic than people maybe thought at the beginning of this thing. Because I think when he had the surgery, and we're talking about it last Wednesday on the Unofficial 40, it was basically, this is going to be a 4-week thing. You need to start thinking about Ole Miss as a target date.
Well, and here's the thing, too. We've seen this over the years with injuries. If it's something that's definitely keeping someone out for a long time, they don't want to be around the team. Like, he was out there for the coin toss today. Like, he's calling heads or tails, and he can't play in the game. So, obviously, he feels like he's pretty close. Look, I think if it ends up he can't play in the Texas team, he's going to be crestfallen. I mean, he'll be heartbroken.
Sure.
I wouldn't doubt if he didn't even go to Texas for that game because it'd probably be too hard.
No, he will be.
I wouldn't blame. I should say
play.
I wouldn't blame him if he didn't go. But I think he's going to go.
I think he's going to go, and he's going to try and even if they're like you can't play, I think he's going to be like, well, I'm
dressing out, and if it doesn't go well, you're going to play.
I'm going in the game.
Yeah. I could see that.
I could see him 1,000%. Like if they get down early, and didn't start the game, he's like, screw it, I'm in.
And then he'd just run it every time.
Yes. Yeah. Which might not be a bad.
Or they would tell him, you can't throw the ball, and he would still throw it.
Yeah.
If it was like 3rd and 8.
I don't know. It's going to be a crazy week.
It always is, but it
Texas
seems like
is always, but this is the big, like, with everything that's going on with Texas, the storyline with Mateer, like, this is going to be an insane week.
Actually, let me give you a counterpoint to all this rah-rah. John Mateer, the college football final is on. John Mateer stuff. This is also a possibility, George, and I think you know this. If the doctors won't clear him, they might not let him go. And specifically, they might tell him, you can go, but you can't dress out. Because they're...
Well, then why would he dress out today? Are you talking about dress out without...
Unless...
I'm just saying, there's a lot of liability, if
I don't know what
they
you're talking
tell
about.
him that he's not cleared and he tries to get out there on the field.
Well, yeah, but I don't think that's not exactly what I'm saying. I think that it's just like... I guess I don't understand what you're saying.
I'm saying if you want to paint this portrait of a guy that's going to play even if they tell him that he can't, I just don't think that's possible.
I don't think you would let him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But they're not going to, and they would not let him by not letting him dress out.
My scenario is more like hey, John, you're a break glass in case of emergency. And I think John's going to break that glass.
But if they clear him, he's going to play.
Yeah, true. Yes,
that's my point. Like it's a very
but
yes or no
situation. They wouldn't even suit him up. I think they're going to suit him up no matter what, even if he's not cleared.
Yeah, they just.
I think they're going to suit him up. He's going to go through warmups even if he's not cleared to play.
What's he going to do?
I think it's all
gamesmanship. He can't go through warmups if he's not cleared to play, though. If he's not cleared, because
Dylan Gabriel wasn't. He went through warmups in 22.
Yeah,
I think that's different. I mean, we're talking about a hand, unless he's throwing with his left hand.
Well, no. I'm saying. I think
Dylan Gabriel was a concussion.
Yeah, but I'm saying that I think that Well, if he can't throw the ball, then,
well, I mean,
yeah,
you know that you remember this. You were a
but
student in the CD Lamb thing at Waco.
I don't think I broke that story, and I was nervous because then he went on the thing and was like, I'm gonna play, and I was like, shit, I got this wrong, and then he didn't play.
I saw him get off the bus, and
I think he's going to be able to throw the ball. My question isn't can he throw the ball; it's how well can he throw the ball. So that's why I'm saying, like, I think he'll go through warm-ups even if he's not going to play, and he may not throw the ball a ton, but he'll throw it a little bit. I don't know. We're overthinking.
If John Mateer can throw the football, he's going to play in this game.
Yeah.
And
I think that's the end of the day.
Cleared, and they say you can't have any, maybe not clear, but like we initially talked about, like he can't damage it any further. I don't think they.
I just can't imagine, like, if the surgery wasn't that invasive, and it's all been about like grip
The problem
strength.
is we don't know. Like we don't. Did they put a pin in it? Did they put a screw in it? Like we don't even know.
How do
that.
you lose that much strength, though? Is my question.
Not a doctor.
You mean like between when he got the surgery and now?
Yeah.
I mean, atrophy just happens when you don't move something.
This episode is brought to you by Nature's Bounty. Nature's Bounty believes your body is brilliant, naturally designed to thrive, inside and out. For those always looking for new ways to support your health from head to heels, Nature's Bounty has a range of over 400 vitamins and supplements born from 50 years of trust and care. Nature's Bounty. It's in your nature. Visit naturesbounty.com to learn more.
I mean, they're keeping it.
Yeah, but if he was throwing this past week a little bit.
Let's talk about stuff we do know. I do know that he is doing everything that he possibly can to be on that field, and that includes he's doing therapy, is basically what I've been told, like some type of laser. I don't want to put it out there because I don't know, but he is doing stuff every day. They have doctors that are basically working with John Mateer to get his hand ready to play. Is that fair?
Yeah, and I even that stuff. I mean, this is gonna, guys, don't get frustrated. We're not even into game week yet. I mean, we're gonna be having these kinds of discussions around the office on shows.
If he can't play, he will 100% be on the sideline.
Oh God, what a week we're ahead for.
It's the best week. It's the best week of the year. OU Texas, best week of the year, no doubt.
And of course, you will have an injury report this week. So Wednesday, when that comes out,
which don't just. Please, people, get out of my mentions. Don't overreact.
Well, that's the problem, though, George. I don't think that the people that are in your mentions are people that listen to any of our shows or content.
Well, yeah,
or
like
read
last time, I told you, I said these people are going to be on there. They were on there, and everybody, and it was like people still freaked out. John Mateer is going to be on.
You're not used to that by now?
No, I am. It's annoying. You don't ever get annoyed by the same people over and over again?
Yeah, it's just part of the job.
I'm sitting with two of them.
Well, I mean, the good thing is, outside of Mateer, we're not sitting here waiting on any other critical, roster spots.
It's going to be somewhat interesting.
OU's pretty healthy, to be honest.
And it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Keontae, obviously. Like, I guess I'd be surprised if he was able to play just because of the significance of the energy
on a stretcher.
Right. But outside of that, you're in really good shape. You got Eli Bowen back today. He obviously wasn't tested very often. And then Javonnie Gibson, like that was a hell of a grab that he made.
I don't think Cortland Guillory committed PI on that one pass.
I don't think so either. I am curious though, in this game, do you go with? I mean, I think we're going to see Guillory, but do you say, all right, we're rolling with Eli Bowen and Gentry Williams?
Yes. I would.
Especially considering, you remember too, last year, Eli Bowen was arguably Oklahoma's best player in the game against Texas.
I would.
He was good today too, by the way.
Eli?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they just did not even go at him.
I think that's who you would go with. And that's not a bad thing for Cortland. I think he would take that kind of in stride because he's going to play.
Yeah. He'll still get in the game. I just think I'd be surprised if it wasn't Gentry and Eli.
Kind of under the radar thing today was I thought Kendall Dolby was bouncing around a little bit more than we had seen.
They had him at Cheetah a lot today, so I think they like him there playing that nickel.
At the end of the day, it's just like it was such a blah, just kind of matchup,
we thought it was
performance,
gonna be,
everything
yeah.
in between. It's like, now we're here. Like, you're 5-0. You've done exactly what we had all talked about for the last 6 months. You got to this point. Now, if you can get to 6-0, I think you start dreaming, kind of talking about if this team, and especially with everything going on around the country. Like, I think OU has one of the best defenses that I've watched.
I think Oklahoma, if OU beats Texas, they have as good of a case as anyone to be number 1, number 2, number 3 in the country.
I think Miami should move to number 1.
I agree. I think Miami's the best team in the country.
They beat that ass today in Tallahassee.
It looked closer than it was because they kicked a field goal, hoping that they could get the onside kick with 25 seconds.
I'm also not convinced Ohio State. Like, I know Ohio State's very good. Don't get me wrong.
I think Oregon's better.
That's the thing. Is like how good is Ohio State? Their best win is against Texas, and how good is Texas? I don't know. How good is Oregon after what
today,
Penn State did today? What?
Michigan didn't look great today.
No, I don't know how good OU is.
Yeah.
I mean, because Oklahoma's 2 best wins came against teams that I'm like, that's Michigan and Auburn very good?
That's kind of the thing, though, and I think that's why it should give Oklahoma fans hope, because I don't think that there is just some team out there
that's unbeatable,
that is unbelievably ahead of everybody else, like it had been over the last decade. It seems like with Alabama and Georgia, although the way that Alabama played in the second half, it seems like that thing is going to be all right.
And look, you can go lose this game to Texas and still have everything in front of you in terms of,
especially if Mateer doesn't play.
Yeah, getting to the playoff, all of that stuff.
It's just that opportunity.
But if you win this game,
like the knockout blow to Texas for their season,
yeah,
they can't do anything.
You win this game, you are in the total driver's seat to make the college football playoff. I mean, the SEC is on the table. Like, this is such a monumental game.
And I think like it always kind of comes down to the narrative thing with Texas and kind of where everybody's at in recruiting and all that. I just think it would be a massive, massive win for Brent to kind of get over this somewhat Texas hump that they've had with him here. Obviously, the last couple of years going down there and not having an offense. I think it's big. It's always big, but it seems like this one's maybe a little bit bigger than some of the other ones.
Eddie, I'm ready to become part of the Conjuring if you get haunted this week by any ghosts.
Yes, we might need to have a seance or something. Because I'm here for anybody if they need a shoulder to cry on. I've seen some bad quarterback play before, and I do have to say, every Saturday getting the retweet from our boys over with SEC, the cousins with Shane and Mike. I said that Arch was going to have people were going to come after him on the message boards and stuff. I thought that was going to be because that's just what fans do, and I thought it was kind of a funny play on from I thought he was going to suck. I didn't think he was going to be this bad. I don't think anybody thought that Texas offensive line was going to be as bad as they thought, as they are now.
I don't think any Arch-anon believers really felt like he would be this bad.
And I still think that I don't know. Sometimes I find myself believing in something that just isn't there. I still think Arch is going to be okay when it's all said and done.
You know what was really bad today is they're just getting their heads kicked in. They go to commercial. And it's an Arch Manning commercial.
Yeah, he has a little bit of the Baker.
I will say,
Eddie, Baker wasn't playing bad.
Eddie, you didn't watch the game. I also think Arch can eventually be a good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's suddenly going to be a great quarterback next week.
Sure.
Maybe he makes some improvement. Maybe he doesn't make as many bad decisions. But just watching him today, it's pretty clear.
Well, I think
He's got some Jackson Arnold in him.
We're talking about OU's offensive line. Texas's offensive line is bad.
Yeah, Texas offensive line is bad, but there were several times today where Arch is just holding on to the ball way too long.
Yeah.
And
I think that for any young quarterback, and especially like Arch that had all these expectations, when things go south, I'm sure that the confidence thing is a big deal right now, because it's kind of like you said, the backup comes in the fourth quarter after he gets his helmet knocked off, he rips the 20-yard ball down the seam.
Yeah.
And those are just those are things when you get thrown in there, you're not able to think about it, right? It's like hitting another golf shot or something.
Who is Texas's backup? I didn't know who that was that came in late in the game there.
I couldn't tell you.
He came in for one play because Arch's helmet fell off and he just ripped one.
Is it the kid that they brought in from the transfer portal?
Maybe. I don't know. He's number 18.
Tyrone Swoops.
That'll give you PTSD.
That was another one of those games that Texas did not think that
was that 2015? Was that Baker's year where OU came in and it's like, OU's really good. And
Matthew Caldwell is the kid's name.
So, I mean, anyway.
He's the kid that came in from Troy, right?
Yeah.
I think.
Oklahoma's going to have every opportunity to win the game next week, though.
Regardless
it is
of who
definitely.
Here's the question, Carrie. OU favored tomorrow when the line comes out?
I think so. I mean, that's going to get the... I mean, Vegas has got to get some action. And having Texas favored is not going to get them very much action.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely.
I think, like I was going to say, is OU's going to have every opportunity to win this game. And I don't think that definitely couldn't have been said a year ago. Like, I think we all knew, like, going into that, there was a little bit of hope because they had just beaten Auburn and all that, but it wasn't pretty. And it's like, man, if OU's going to be in this game, they're going to need some things to go their way.
Well, Tennessee had happened before.
Right. But it was Tennessee, and then they went and beat Auburn.
Yeah.
And then they went to, and it was like, oh, well.
But I mean, it was a benching, and even though they beat Auburn, the offense wasn't good.
It was like they're going to need quite a few breaks to win this. Texas looked amazing, and it was just an ass beating.
It's going to be an X factor game. I mean, it's going to come down to one team making a big momentum change in play, and that could happen with Michael Hawkins' legs. That could happen with the deep pass from Arch Manning. I mean, it's
a punt return.
I mean, it's a turnover. A pick six or a sack.
A muffed punt,
a strip sack from R. Mason. I mean, something is going to have to happen for the winning team in that game. That is just like that was the difference. Yeah. Because if it's Hawkins versus Arch, this is still this is almost a pick'em game in my mind.
I agree.
I mean. Yeah.
I mean,
I might have Texas as like a 2-point favorite if Hawkins is playing quarterback, but that's just from what we saw today, and maybe that could change a little bit. It was more discouraging than it was encouraging for sure.
Wish you could become a morning person? You know the type, up before the sun, early morning runs, first one to the office with donuts and a smile. How do they do it? Easy. With the new Galaxy Watch 8, sleep tracking and personalized insights from Samsung Health help you improve so you can wake up to a whole new you. One who, dare I say it, skips the snooze? It's possible. Train your sleep with Galaxy Watch 8. Learn more at Samsung.com. Requires compatible Samsung Galaxy phone, Samsung Health app, and Samsung account.
But DJ Lagway played well today.
Yeah, he did. And their game plan was really good.
They have like 500 yards against Texas?
457.
I thought this defense.
They ran the ball. They ran the ball extremely well too.
They ran it down their throats at times.
Yeah,
and I don't think OU can do that.
I would agree. Unfortunately, unless it's Jaydn. Jaydn might be able to.
I want to see more. That's the thing. After today, I want to see more Jaydn. I want to see more Danny Okoye. We know what Eli Bowen can do. I want to see more Javonnie Gibson. I mean, the catch that he made was
incredible.
It was
awesome.
I don't know how many people in that team could have made that catch.
Yeah, I also was worried that he got injured again.
Yeah, he kind of. It looked like he went down weird on his shoulder or something.
There was definitely a couple throws today that almost got a couple people killed.
Well, Deontay Lewis being the first. Yeah. That and for that to happen so early, I mean,
that just sucked the life already out
my God.
of a dead stadium.
Yeah, I will say this: the injuries and stuff slowed the pace of play. I did not think the refs tried to take over too much today, and I'm sure they were like, "Look, this is a blowout.
I had no issues.
Stop this anymore."
I didn't have any issues with the refs. Today.
I mean, how many penalties were there even? I guess you had the defensive holding or the
we'll
pass
see
interference.
Though if Auburn puts out a statement this week on it.
They don't have a game, so they might as well.
OSU lost big today, and I guess they lost Zane Flores.
I think he was terrible today. I think he got hurt, or did he get benched?
I thought I saw OSU. Where he got hurt.
If you're still watching the OSU games, that's a sad life.
You're a real sick person.
Yes.
I talked to some Oklahoma State fans last night. I had to go to a little cystic fibrosis gala thing early in the evening. They're big OSU fans. They were going out to they were going to catch a flight this morning and go out to Tucson to the game, and I think they made the call like late last week after all the Gundy stuff went down, that they're like, all right, let's just go to Tempe. We'll hang out. We'll watch the game on at a cabana or something. Good day of college ball, though. I'm excited about this week. I think this is the start of...
It did lose... Texas did lose the Red River College game day, though.
Yeah, it was going to be College game day. It would have been awesome.
They did. They're headed up to Eugene for Oregon and Indiana. Next week is kind of a under-the-radar, sneaky, really good college football weekend.
I don't think it's under the radar.
Lots of really good games.
Just really good games.
Did you see that North Carolina Stadium emptied at halftime? Pretty much?
I mean,
they're terrible.
What are the talk about OSU fans that are sick? What are those people doing?
Yeah.
It's not good. And
They're terrible.
Baylor escapes after a blocked field goal.
George was telling me about the meltdown.
Kansas State just melted down that game. I mean, they're up 31-17 with like 8 minutes left. Baylor goes and scores. And then K-State's driving down the field to put the game away, and Avery Johnson throws a pick six.
I did not see OU and Texas leaving, resulting in Oklahoma State and Kansas State just becoming cellar dwellers.
It's kind of crazy. And then on the flip side of that,
K-State has a quarterback problem. Avery Johnson, he'll do some amazing things, and then he just does some absolutely stupid stuff.
Great win for Cincinnati. Scott Satterfield today. Tawi Walker was just running people over.
Yeah.
Oh, it made the message boards.
I'm sure.
Shout out.
That was awesome. I think the Sorsby kid is really good too. The quarterback.
Yeah.
Do what?
I think Sorsby's really good.
Maryland took their first loss to Washington today.
Jalil Farouk had 8 receptions for 51 yards, though.
Nice. That won't be their only loss. I can tell you that. Maryland.
So, yeah, that's kind of...
Georgia.
Nebraska
Kentucky's
really
bad.
Nebraska's not good. They struggled with Michigan State for a long time. They were down for a while in that game. The Matt Rule, where this is the year that he really rebuilds it.
I think the idea of Nebraska being back or being really good under Matt Rule has started to become more of just what it is. It's more of an idea than an actual reality.
What's their record right now?
Nebraska?
4-1.
They can go 8-4. That's a good year for Nebraska.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is that like where those people think it should be? I mean,
no, but like I think considering where it's been,
Pate had him in the playoff.
Well, that was a dumb prediction.
He'd probably tell you that too. I don't know. It's going to be fun.
And I love Josh Pate, but
yeah,
that was a bad prediction.
Everybody has bad predictions.
But yeah, UCLA, Penn State, that's definitely
Alabama.
The shocker.
That's the one, though.
Alabama's good.
Alabama's good. Ty Simpson's good. The Penn State thing, though, I just can't imagine. Coming off of the way that they lost that game last week and the way that they really played for 3 quarters outside of the fourth quarter in the comeback, James Franklin, I think, is definitely... there has to be conversations, right?
I kind of think they need to beat Ohio State.
For him to keep his job?
Possibly.
That'd be a very attractive job, yes?
All I know is if we're having a conversation at the end of the year where you have a 9-3 Penn State team that lost to UCLA and they're fighting to get into the playoff over a 9-3 SEC team, that's crazy.
So what you're telling me is that Brent's going to probably have a top 5 defense this year, and then Jim Knowles will end up in Norman again next year. Or not again, but
eventually.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of
roundabout way of getting Jim Knowles here.
If the defense keeps playing this way, Brent should keep just calling it. Because
I agree. I mean, I'm making a little jokey joke here. I mean,
yeah.
No, it's going fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's one thing we haven't talked much about.
Zach Alley, by the way, and look, they lost so many players.
That's a true rebuild.
Yeah, and I think people are laughing about it, and I get it. I mean, that's what fans are going to do, but like he has nothing to work with.
Yeah.
I don't know that this is a slight on his reputation as a coach.
One thing though we have not talked about, and again we'll see what it looks like against better teams in competition, is the job Brent has done calling the plays and also managing games.
Yeah.
It's kind of like we talked about.
After I watched the Florida game, Billy Napier needs whoever Brent's using.
I mean,
because
he almost botched it. He almost botched the game.
It is one of those things, though, that I think that it.
But he's calling the plays
a little bit more of like a narrative and a talking point when you lose.
Yeah,
and like just the game management stuff. We don't talk about that when you win games.
Well, look, and that's kind of back to the Michael Hawkins thing. It's like everyone wants to make a conclusion based on, one or two or a set of games, that just, it's like the play early in the game to Keontae Lewis. It's like a lot of people determine, oh God, this guy sucks. He just got one of our best players hurt. Like, that's emotional. And I think the Brent thing, look, we understood, like, it wasn't good with Brent last year. And if they wanted to let him go, they would have been justified in doing so. But people got mad about the buyout. But I think we always felt like, if Brent didn't screw up the offensive coordinator thing, and he just could redo like with someone like with a Levy and a Dylan Gabriel, they would have been a 8-9 win team a year ago. But I think we all felt like Brent can do this. And he's proven that, like, the defense is good, the culture is good, the buy-in is good on both sides of the ball. Now you have, I don't know if Ben Arbuckle is, one of the better offensive coordinators in the country. I think we still have to figure that out too. I mean, this is not an elite offense. It hasn't been this year, even with John Mateer. They have to get better. And I think that was the plan all along, is that he would get used to getting Javonnie Gibson back, and he would get used to Deion Burks, and they would find Jaron Kanak was coming, and they'd find the running game eventually, and the offensive line would be able to get a push. All that stuff still has to happen before we can crown Ben Arbuckle this great offensive coordinator.
Yeah, and I think Saturday's kind of the next big step. It's the next, like if you can go win on Saturday, then you're really cooking with something this year. And I think if they win on Saturday, a large part will be because of Ben Arbuckle.
Yeah. And I think he's a good offensive coordinator. I just think he's young.
Yeah.
And he's figuring it out just as much as the team's figuring it out. So, look, I'm not discouraged by anything I saw today.
Me neither.
Was Michael Hawkins as good as I thought he could be? No. But he wasn't Davis Bevel, for God's sake.
I mean, he is a...
We've seen worse from a backup, for sure.
I think he is a more than capable backup. Like, OU's still very lucky to have somebody like a Michael Hawkins be the backup quarterback.
Yeah, sure. You could do a lot worse. I mean, look, I think Whit Neubauer was fine. He had a nice pass early, but...
He's huge, by the way.
Yeah, he's a massive person, tall-wise. But I don't want to see him out there starting.
Well, no. Of
course not.
No.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It can get worse.
Yeah. And I do think that, like, if
because that's who it would be if
Hawkins
would have portaled or something.
Sure. I do think that, George, you're right. Like, I think that if they have to go with Hawkins on Saturday, you're going to see a lot of him in the run game, and they're going to have to open some things up, being able to run the football.
I thought Torrey Blaylock ran harder today than he has been. Like, just, tacklers be damned. He had a full head of steam.
I don't know. I think
he runs pretty hard.
Kent State's so bad that a lot of this is skewed, I think.
I think
getting the start, he was jacked up at the beginning.
I think it also, you got to see more of his explosiveness and speed because it was so wide open.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what it was. More because I
they
think
weren't
he's always
getting
been running
stuff
hard.
back in the backfield today. I mean, that's the best thing about the run game. We'll see against Texas. I mean, they're going to be able to push back. If there's a chance Oklahoma will have a hard time running the ball against Texas.
Yep.
And if they don't, then you can say, okay, they're getting better in that area. So we'll see. All right, guys. Any last thoughts before we get out of here?
I feel like we've said everything.
I don't think so. I'm very excited about this week. Hopefully,
we've covered. We're about to say all this stuff again throughout the week.
Fancy way of saying.
Hopefully
get out of
hopefully
here.
the Cubs play better than they did today. Rough day for Josh Callaway and I, as I watched the Cubs just absolutely get their face kicked in, and then the Yankees did the same. That ended up being like 10-1. I think they scored 7 runs in the 7th inning or something. Really good playoff baseball, though. That was a hell of an ending tonight in Seattle.
Hopefully they rebound. 5-game series, so that's a good part about it, at least. All right. Thank you to Eskridge Lexus. Go check them out, eskridgelexus.com. Great vehicles. Just a pleasure to drive one of those each and every day, as I do and Eddie does, especially on all the trips that we take. So thanks to Eskridge Lexus. And we'll see you guys back here after the Texas game. All three of us will be in Dallas. So we'll have a pod, no technical issues to worry about. It'll be a Hopefully, a lot of fun for you. If not, George may be just laying on a floor somewhere, just screaming curse words.
It's possible.
That's going to do it. We'll be back next week for another edition of the Eskridge Lexus post-game podcast right here on Soonerscoop.com.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contracts. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.